Many people have probably heard about the story of the missing submarine, who lost contact with her nearly 3 days ago and was transporting 5 people to the depth of the Atlantic Ocean to see the wreck of the Titanic on a tourist trip. The price of one ticket is $250,000. There are many theories about the submarine, and even though the place where it went missing has not been identified, we will know its true story in this video. The small submarine in the photo became the final silent grave of some of the most important and richest businessmen on the planet. 4 days, and they are lost in the depth of the ocean after trying to visit the wreck of the sunken Titanic. The submarine is called Titan, and it is affiliated with a company called Ocean Gate, a company that specializes in tourist trips and takes people on different trips to really terrifying depth in order to see the depth of the ocean and the remains of sunken ships. The people who were on the submarine are the billionaire Hamish Harding, owner and director of Aviation Services Action Group, billionaires Shizada Dawood and Sulaiman Dawood. The Dawood family is a prominent Pakistani business family. French businessman Paul Henry. Stockton Rush, CEO and founder of the company that drives the submarine. What exactly happened? What happened here is that about 4 days ago, specifically on Sunday morning, the submarine started a new tourist trip to the depth of the Atlantic Ocean in order to visit the wreck of the most famous ship in history, the Titanic. The problem is that the trip was delayed every time due to the bad weather. To some extent, they decided to finally start the journey after the weather had settled. And then they began to descend into the heart of the ocean to a very deep depth that is impossible to imagine. Suffice it to say that the wreck of the Titanic is located at a depth of approximately 4 kilometers, which is the equivalent of the length of 4 Burj Khalifas on the top of each other. The surprise here is that the submarine was designed by NASA in its own laboratories and manufactured from a highly durable carbon fibers and titanium metal. The technology that was used in building the submarine is the same technology used in manufacturing space vehicles that are sent to other planets and is able to withstand unimaginable environment conditions. The ocean depths are literally one of the most dangerous places on the planet, and the environmental conditions there are more dangerous than other planets due to the pressure that can crush bones and the extreme cold that reaches freezing degrees and the darkness due to the inability of sunlight to reach the depth. I mean, the view there is actually closer to the shape of other planets on the outskirts of the solar system, and it is unimaginably terrifying. The submarine began descending to the depth on Sunday morning, and an hour and a half after the start of its journey, precisely at 11:47, the connection between the submarine and the ship that lowered it into the sea was cut off, and since that moment they have been trying to research for it. The reserve oxygen that they have is supposed to last for about 70 hours. The strangest of all this, and perhaps the strangest thing in the whole matter, which makes your mind wander and your imagination run amok. Is the coincidence that made a submarine called Titan disappear and sink while it was researching for a ship that sank almost a century ago? Its name is Titanic. Notice how similar the two names are. Titanic, Titan. Is this really a coincidence? Or does this name have a certain kind of supernatural jinx that transcends the limits of logic, nature, and causes disaster for everyone who uses it in this particular region? I will leave the answer to your imagination. In the end, don't forget to support us by like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and في أمان الله.